Oh, wow. Okay. This post is the most important thing when it comes to shiny hunting in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I read this, I sat there for about 3 seconds, it clicked, and my mind exploded. So let's get into this crazy update, because everything makes sense after this, which makes it even more insane. The true shiny rates in Let's Go. Serebii's understandable mistake. Serebii claims that the shiny rates are 1 in 315. I was able to analyze the source code after asking Cafotix. Serebii's rate is technically correct, but I know why the experimental results do not match with this rate. So the thing about the experimental results, and the reason why people have been questioning Serebii, is because you might have experienced this yourself, or you might have seen in comment sections or other people talking about it, that's taking hours, like 4 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours for a shiny hunt. Wait, what? How's that going to happen on 315 odds? It must be broken, right? The odds must be different or something's wrong. Well, the 1 in 315 rate only applies to new spawns. In order to explain this concept, let me define 2 terms. New spawn, spawn that occurs not from stale memory. Old spawn, spawn that occurs from stale memory of old Pokemon which you did not encounter. Up until now, everyone has been doing a chain of 31, then stopping. Then everyone proceeds to wait around until their 1 in 315 shiny Pokemon spawns in the overworld. This method will not work as expected because of the old spawn. If you sit around and do not encounter the Pokemon in the current world, they do not actually despawn. What? That's crazy. So that means if I'm sitting here and these 3 Spearow go away, it's not seen as a new encounter. It's just going to be reset. So that's why when people are sitting here doing nothing for hours hoping that a shiny Pokemon pops up, it takes so much longer than expected. And actually what just happened with the Spearow running into me is the only way they get fresh spawns. So instead of getting, you know, the amount of Pokemon that you expect to spawn and stuff, I recently did a video talking about how all the guides were wrong and that people that are standing still and some of the information about what they think with shiny hunting was incorrect. And this just kind of proves that further in a pretty crazy way, because my method still works, but it kind of shows a lot of the faults in their method. Now, speaking of that video, this also explains something weird that I noticed in the comments section, because it sounded like people were just suddenly saying, oh, I tried this new method and I was getting shiny Pokemon left and right. Now, because of the nature of odds, could just be luck, but apparently it's because I was insanely correct and now we're actually getting true shiny odds because of my video. So thanks for the video. I was catching Ekans for the 31, trying to get Charmander like you said for about 2 hours, and I'm almost 200 Ekans with no luck. I tried Flying Way for about 3 minutes and Dragonite shiny showed up. Not the one I was looking for, but I'll take it any day of the week. We also have this. Feel like I've been doing something wrong. I was sitting in grass for 8 hours on a 31 combo of Charmander, seen probably around 3,000 with no shiny. Now that's one of the more common ones that you hear. It's like, you know, I've been here for hours. I've seen thousands of Pokemon. Who's wrong? What's wrong with all of this? Waited around one spot for Bulbasaur to pop up shiny for over 2 hours at a time. Saw your video and encountered every Bulbasaur I saw, had a shiny in 26 minutes, and there's like over 100 comments like that on my video. So I'm like, it's weird. It felt weird. It felt wrong. It's like, no, people shouldn't be this lucky just from watching my video. But it just kind of shows like, no, this is what real shiny hunting is in Pokemon Let's Go. And that's why it just kind of further shows how wrong those other guides were. And then it just makes me feel, it makes me laugh too. And it should make all of you guys smile as well. Like the supporters, the fans out there in my channel that like having the best content at their disposal like this. You know, it's like all these haters, all these people that are writing me off, they can go and wait another 6 hours to not find a shiny Pokemon. Just kind of stew in that for themselves. But if, you know, you have faith, you follow the right content, then things are going to be great. So what I showed in that video is that just standing still with the lure active, you can spawn about 11 Pokemon per minute or something like that. But you're actually not doing that. It's only the Pokemon that run into you. So it's the 1, 2 Pokemon, maybe 3 Pokemon a minute that run into you, which means that's how fast you're shiny hunting, guys. You're going at a rate of 3 encounters a minute or less. Even though there's all kinds of crazy Pokemon popping up all over the place. That is just madness. But let's continue. Yes, they disappear from your screen, but they linger in the system RAM only to return to the overworld after some time, over and over again. Since these Pokemon are not new spawning, every time they reappear on screen, they are not spawning anew. Therefore, 1 in 315 rate does not apply to them. Same non-shiny Pokemon return to the screen in a cyclic fashion. This is possible to encounter shinies since the RAM gets cleared every so often, but relying on this is way too slow. So also, I guess that's what speeds it up. The RAM gets cleared, and that's going to be it. In order to evoke the 1 in 315 rate, you must encounter each Pokemon in your overworld, only then will it clear the memory and force a new spawn. This explains why people who continue to catch their chain Pokemon have a higher success rate in getting shinies. They still won't hit as high as the 1 in 315 rate because they're only encountering chain Pokemon. Non-chain Pokemon do not spawn. Happy hunting. Update. Changing rooms, routes will force refresh the entire Pokemon list in the RAM, so Cerulean Cave ladders fall under this and some of the other methods. So that's what it looks like by just refreshing. Once you despawn those Pokemon and respawn them, it makes it better. So my method actually turned out to be even the better method without even knowing it, even though it was already the best method, and that just adds to so much weirdness. And it also kind of shows why the numbers haven't made sense in these weird ways, because when I was doing the video, I also said that's a lot slower to run into a Pokemon to force the respawn and then run away. It is slower, but it's actually generating a new Pokemon spawn for that, so it's faster than just standing still. And then standing still with Pokemon encountering you is somehow faster than just standing still, and then it just kind of shows all the other ways that you can go and encounter shiny Pokemon and use this method. That's absolutely insane, guys. So, hope you all enjoy this video. Please like. This is definitely one to share with everyone because I think it clears up a lot, because I've been seeing people say like, oh, it doesn't make sense. I think it's broken. Why do these numbers not make sense? It also adds to a lot of strange math, because when you look at it, 1 in 315, those are some ridiculously low odds, especially when you have all these Pokemon spawning at the same time. Like, you go to Viridian Forest, and then you have, like, 10 Pokemon pop up. Well, that's a lot. And then as you're just kind of cycling through all those spawns in a really quick manner, that seems way too much. It seems like it heavily devalues shinies. And if you're kind of just playing, normally where you're running around, catching a Pokemon, encountering a Pokemon, kind of doing its own thing, then yeah, that is going to kind of make it to where, on average, you're getting low encounter rates-ish, but you're not forcing a lot of new spawns. So, like, say, that Spearo's running around, I'm encountering everything else but that Spearow. He despawns, he respawns, he isn't adding to anything, and I'm also spending time on these Rattata, on these other Pokemon that are in my way. So, even though the odds are low, the encounters from natural gameplay are going to feel higher. And then it kind of changes around from there. So if you're playing like hyper optimally, that's when you start running into shiny Pokemon in less than an hour, because now you're taking full advantage of these odds that everyone thought they were taking advantage of. I'm so happy that we finally have this information, because it was one of the weird mysteries. It was one of those things that didn't make sense, because we had the numbers and we couldn't really, we didn't know how it worked or didn't work, because it just wasn't working. And you don't know how something isn't working until you figure out why it wasn't working, and this was why. Now this also makes me think about something else, because same non-shiny Pokemon return in a cyclic fashion. It's possible to encounter shiny since the RAM gets cleared every so often. I'm wondering if anyone has had it to where shiny, like, they don't make it to a shiny Pokemon. Like, the shiny Pokemon despawns, and then they run into that Pokemon, or like, no, what I mean is, okay, the shiny Pokemon despawns because they weren't able to run into that Pokemon. If they wait, does that mean the shiny Pokemon will pop up again? Like, can it work in reverse to where if you missed out on Pokemon, as long as the RAM doesn't get reset, as long as you don't force another encounter, and as long as you, like, don't leave, well, leaving the area would despawn that Pokemon, like, permanently anyways, does that mean you can actually get that shiny Pokemon to spawn again? I don't know if that's how it work, but that seems like another, like, weird thing. I'm actually going to read the comments, see, like, what other information comes out from that. Oh, sick. At least I wasn't the only person thinking about this, and we have our answer. So, this would mean if a shiny Pokemon were to disappear like an Abra, you just sit around and expect it to come back. Now, here's where Pokemon Let's Go shows a lot of its weirdness. Good point, but Abra is a special case, since if Abra looks at you, it's actually an encounter. But in general, let's say they spawned in the overworld, you didn't notice, yes, it would repeatedly come back until the next RAM refresh. I wonder how the RAM refreshes work. Let's see. This isn't true. Ignored shiny Chansey. Sat around for hours. Never came back. Had a different theory that's also very plausible explaining the rates. If you want to discuss a little more simple than your theory. Well, I actually do think there's a lot of fruit to yours as well. Theory is that 1-273, 1-315 bumped encounter rates are only after your first Pokemon spawn after continuous catch combos. Nah, RAM could refresh, so this doesn't disprove it. It also kind of depends on how frequently the RAM refreshes. I wonder if there's any... I don't even know if we know how often that happens. Oh yeah, this also does kind of confirm that it's all Pokemon that spawn. You know, the shiny rate applies to any new Pokemon spawn. So another thing is people, because of this happening, there was a lot of like a snowball effect that people didn't think that it applied all to all the Pokemon, just the Pokemon that you're chaining. No, you build up a 31 chain of anything, you go out, and then you can just find any shiny Pokemon anywhere. So again, the proverbial 31 Caterpie or 31 Viridian Forest chain, you set it up there, and then you just start looking for shiny Pokemon anywhere, and you're forcing a lot of new spawns to be optimal. Just kind of looking around, a lot of people have a lot of different experiences with this. It would explain the reclaims of people missing shinies and then getting a shiny, but then I was shiny hunting Growlithe, saw shiny Pidgeotto and Chansey, didn't catch them, never encountered them, so in theory it would have stayed in RAM memory, never saw them spawn again. See, and that's another thing, like, people are letting shiny Pokemon pass up, so maybe the RAM refreshes a bit, like, quite a bit quicker than we thought, or maybe it depends on the route and the things going on, but at the same time, it also is severely going to drop your odds where you're only encountering a couple Pokemon a minute, under 100 an hour potentially, or just getting really unlucky with this. I can second my experience was hunting Ponyta, shiny Doduo and Rapidash spawn while chaining, did not encounter them, and they despawned, they didn't spawn as shiny. So that adds a little bit of weirdness, but then other people, so it's like, yeah, it's still like, it's just the way the game works, and sometimes the game's going to do some silly stuff, and then that's just kind of how it happens. Does RAM clear when you exit the area? Yeah, so that was people asking, and then we got the edit update. Makes sense why I couldn't get a Caterpie after seeing hundreds, aside from probability, of course. Wow. I can't wait to see what... I hope more people get on the data mine, more people start breaking down the information, because, yeah, like... It's one of those weird things where Serebee's had like some weird information for this Let's Go cycle. You know, there was wrong information off the data mine, there was wrong interpretations of what's going on. So we need some fresh eyes, we need some more people kind of looking into this to see what's going on. I think that's going to make things a lot better. Fortunately, this doesn't really change my video, it just kind of adds credence to it that was happening by chance, even though it's like, it was the best method now, the best on top of best, confirmed ultimate best method, or something weird like that. So, hope you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day, thank you very much for watching.